Hi, Ashley here. Today I am excited to talk to you about a topic that comes up all the time: tech panic. You've had it happen to you before. You are frozen in fear. Something has gone wrong. People are waiting on you. It's kind of urgent, like a hot fire. You don't know what to do. And you just need it to get fixed right away. So immediately things start happening. Like you get the fight or flight response. You start feeling a lot of adrenaline, and it kind of causes you to do some irrational things. I know because this happens to me all the time. I just recently had a class where the link that went out to the class was incorrect. I had been sitting there waiting for people to come. I thought no one had come to the class. And then as I was sitting there, I went to go check my email to see if anybody had responded. And I was getting emails saying the link's not working for me. And so all these people were trying to get into the class and I wasn't there. I mean, I was there, but I was in the wrong place. So what I ended up doing was rushing and pulling up an email and grabbing the link from Zoom with the invitation and everything. And like I started typing everything out, pasting everything in, and I couldn't figure out why, but I couldn't get the lines to separate. Like I couldn't format it at all. It was just pasting in one big lump in a row, like a straight line. And I was panicked. I was just like, oh my gosh, I don't even care what it looks like. I just have to hit send. So I hit send on it, and I didn't realize till later, after I had calmed down, that the email that I sent out had nothing in the body, and everything that I had pasted was in the subject line. So I'm telling you, you're not alone. This kind of panic happens. It's normal. It's like a biological reaction that happens. And today we're going to talk about some of my best practices to deal with this, how to handle it, how to get yourself under control so that you can move forward with the next right step. So before we do this, I want you to keep in mind two things. Number one, there is infinitely more than one way to solve a problem. So typically we think, oh, this is the right way, we have to do it this way. But really there are a lot of ways that you can do the same thing using different methods, different strategies. So don't freak out or panic if the way that you thought it would work doesn't. And think outside the box of like what else could work here. So there's not going to be a one-size-fits-all solution for this. The second thing I want you to know is that people are more patient than we give them credit for. I say this because I've never had a situation, now I'm thinking if I've ever had this happen. I don't think I've ever had a situation where something went wrong in a glitch, a tech glitch or something where technology didn't work out in my favor. And then I had someone who was so angry with me, they never wanted to speak to me again, like they disowned me, they left my life. Like that has never happened. There's been some frustration, sure, and people, might get a little irritated, especially if they paid for something and it's not working right. But the truth is that you can come through. You can come through for them. You can give them what they need in a different time. If you feel like it was an error that deserves some kind of compensation, you can give them something else of value to kind of make it up to them. But truly, we just need to give ourselves some grace, because I know you would give grace to someone else if it happened to them, right? The very first step that I take when this happens is I give myself some space. I take a deep breath. Kind of gets rid of all of those anxious feelings and allows your head to get some oxygen so that you can think straight, right? So that really is step one. If you can give yourself that much, you can make a lot better decisions than if you are like in a hurry, rushing and panicky, trying to solve a problem. Step two is to think about the desired outcome that you want. It seems so simple, but I promise you won't be thinking about this when you're in a panic. So think about the end solution. What do you want? If you want people to be on a call, like, do I want them to get to this place? Do I need this email to get sent? What do I need them to know to be able to have this work right? Or what do I need to have happen in the end for this to have been a success? And then you can reverse engineer. So before this can happen, we need this in place, and this in place. And typically in tech panic situations, there aren't that many steps that go wrong. Typically it's just one, but this will help you identify which part of that is the next right thing. Which part of that was the part that broke, and how can you move forward with that? My third tip is for you to think, how have you done this in the past? How have you been able to get this same outcome before? Even if it's not exactly the same situation, Think of a time when you've seen this work before. If there's someone who's your go-to, if there's someone who works with you, if you have an assistant on Slack, pull them in and get another rational mind to kind of brainstorm this out with you and think about what's worked for you before. From there, you can find what is the next right step for me. So the next right step is simple. It doesn't have to be complicated. Trust yourself. Remember what I told you before about there being more than one solution to any given problem, and that people love you. People care about you. People value what you give to the world, and they have a lot more patience than you think that they do. Give yourself a little bit of grace. Give yourself some space. Clear that brain. Give yourself some oxygen so that you can think straight and really go through in your mind what is that next right step, whether it's reverse engineering, thinking about how you've done it in the past, or calling on a trusted friend or colleague. You've got this, and I know you do. We'll see you next time.